Welcome to the glorious fall colors of Petit Jean State Park. Brought to you by Janae Cook, Taylor Realty Group, 501-617-9747. Don't delay, call Janae. Brought to you by M-Force Capital, Joanna Horton at M-Force Capital, 501-922-9259. Your local professional in Hot Springs Village. Petit Jean State Park, located near Morrilton, Arkansas, is 3,471 glorious acres of some of the most unique and distinctive topology and geography in all of Arkansas, known as the most popular state park in Arkansas for a lot of reasons. It was the first, and obviously, you'll see why, one of the most beautiful you'll ever note. We're flying over one of the observations points right now on our way to Mather Lodge. Mather Lodge was built by the CCC and the WPA in the late 20s and early 30s. Simply, absolutely glorious. Petit Jean River that forms comes out of Bailey Lake. Just right behind that little crevice, there's a 100-acre lake that all of Petit Jean State Park is built around. As you'll notice on the right-hand side as we zoom in, there's another viewpoint. Yeah, the Cedar Falls Overlook, which is handicap accessible. This is a 95-foot waterfall for Cedar Falls, spectacular falls that plunges into the canyon, an absolute must-see. It's about a 2-mile round trip to walk down to the bottom and come back up, and it says that it's strenuous, and that's not exactly correct. The walking down part is very easy. The coming back up part, that's very strenuous, yeah. As you notice on the right-hand side, the barrier-free walkway with an elevated vantage point to the entire waterfall and the canyon from above is a beautiful, beautiful area. And actually, it's rather a short walk from Mather Lodge, which is the beginning point of Petit Jean State Park. Other points inside Petit Jean State Park are the Maryanne Overlook, including a clear view of the Mount Nebo and the distant Mount Magazine, Arkansas's highest point, in the distance. Now that's located on Red Bluff Drive, on the Scenic Drive on the north side. Also, the Palisades Overlook, which is where we're planted right now. It's an excellent viewpoint for seeing the sunset over the Arkansas River Valley and looking down onto Cedar Creek Canyon. That's located on Highway 154, but you'll see more of that here in just a minute. Obviously, you can take any of the amenities that you want in Petit Jean State Park and use them as you wish. You can actually go kayaking, fishing, paddle boating, anything you want on the 100-acre long Lake Bailey that is located just above the waterfalls. Lake Bailey is also surrounded on the south side by the Visitor Campground and the Visitor Center. They've recently built a brand new Visitor Center that is interactive for the kids. It is amazing, absolutely amazing. We didn't cover it on this trip. I've got other video and we'll come back in and see that. But I think one of the most amazing things about the Petit Jean State Park is the other amenities. There's incredible geology here. And actually, you have to understand, as you're driving, and this is on Highway 7 as we're coming up to the area, we're actually going to do a quick trip that goes through the unbelievable colors here of the Ouachita National Forest. And this is a little intro to that part. I wanted to show you this. This is the way that we got up to Petit Jean State Park, right there, beginning basically at Iron Springs Recreation Area. A magnificent overlook and magnificent area that you don't want to miss. And this is what part of the Highway 7 looks like. Now, Porsche calls this one of the top 10 drives in North America. There goes a Viper, there goes a Viper, there goes a Viper, and there's a Viper, there's a Viper, there's another one, there's another one, there's another couple more if I'm not mistaken. The one of the Oklahoma Viper clubs If you're not familiar, it's kind of a Dodge version of a Corvette, but it's got a V10 engine. It's a massive, massive engine. But they love to come run these roads between Oklahoma and Arkansas. We've actually run into some of these guys before. They are super, super kind. They let our granddaughter sit in one of the cars, and we took some pictures with her. A glorious, glorious drive. But this is what part of Highway 7 looks like. And once again, Porsche of America calls this one of the top 10 drives in North America. Now, why would they call that one of the top 10 drives? Oh, because it's hilly and curvy and screaming fast, if you so wish. By the way, the reason all those Vipers were backed up is because, well, oh look, there comes the Toyota. Now we skip ahead to Highway 154, right up on top of Petit Jean Mountain. A glorious, glorious place. Look at the geology. Look at the mushroom rocks. Those are actually from leftover lava. An amazing, amazing place. Mather Lodge, what we looked at earlier, was a historic 24-foot room lodge that was built in the 30s, and we'll do another show about that. It's just simply too good to miss. All of this footage is just incredible, and I tell you what, while you're looking at the pretty colors here and the pretty pictures, I'm going to read you the history of this 3,471 acres inside Conway County, Arkansas. The natural beauty of Arkansas's first state park, Petit Jean, inspired the creation of the state park system, which now includes 75 parks in 75 counties. Situated on Petit Jean Mountain, this park encompassed forests, ravines, streams, rivers, creeks, vistas, and the unusual geological formations found today. Today, Petit Jean is Arkansas's most popular state park. Popular legend hold that the mountain got its name from the story of a young French girl who in the 1700s disguised herself as a cabin boy so that she could secretly join a company of explorers to accompany her fiancé to the New World. Petit Jean in French, or in English, Little John, became fatally ill while the explorers were visiting the mountain and requested to be buried there. The idea of creating a national park from a lumber company land holdings on Petit Jean land originated in 1907. On a trip to inspect its operations on Petit Jean Mountain, officials and shareholders of the Fort Smith Lumber Company decided it was too expensive to log the Seven Hollows area, hint, hint, wink, wink, and the canyon areas for the company's timber holdings. Instead of selling the scenic area, it was discussed by Thomas William Hardinson, a lumber company's physician, that the land be deeded to the local government for a national park. Hardin headed the campaign. The campaign for the national park ended in 1921 when Stephen Mather, director of the National Park Service, decided that this parcel of land was too small to merit national endorsement and administration. Harrison and his associates approached the Arkansas State Legislature, and state officials embraced the idea of developing the park for a state park. In 1923, Petit Jean State Park was officially established, and I think you can see now why. Is it not just glorious? Now, this was a beautiful day. I think this was late October, and that's usually about the time that the colors in Arkansas peak. But the sky, the colors, the trees, everything were just glorious at that time. It's truly a treasure you don't want to miss. Early development of the park was performed by the CCC, the Civil Conservation Corps. If you don't know anything about them, watch some of our other shows. These gentlemen were pillars of our society. From 1933 to 1941, they constructed roads, buildings, bridges, lakes, and trails that are still in use today. The CCC company that worked on the park was different from most of Arkansas in that it consistently maintained veterans of World War I. The Veterans Company that was part of Petit Jean was judged by a visiting CCC official in 1934 as having the highest morale and the best CCC camp in Arkansas. Most of the existing CCC camps were built in a rustic style of architectural style, and they're listed on the Historic Register of Places. Mather Lodge, a 24-room guest facility which is being renovated as we speak, is one of the most significant CCC structures in the state and the only lodge built by the CCC in an Arkansas State Park. The Cedar Falls Trail, the 2-mile round trip that begins at Mather Lodge, is designated as a National Historic District also. Mather Lodge closed in 2010 for renovations and reopened in May of 2012. The $4.3 million renovation sought to create an updated and modern facility while having little impact on the CCC's original 1930s work, and they have done a masterful job of that. I will make another show, I promise. This is just way too much to fit into one show. The CCC Lodge was built with a chainsaw, a dump truck, and dozens of men who became masons. They learned how to become masons. They learned how to become carpenters. And basically, it was an instruction service. Instead of welfare, it was called workfare of sorts. And the intentional purpose was to keep these people employed so that their families and themselves did not starve. And I'm not exaggerating, people. When this unit was renovated in 2012, they actually added on a huge A-frame formation with massive wooden pillars and glass walls that look out over the valley that we're looking out now for the sunset that happens every day, of course, but it is unique and beautiful and different every time you see it. More modern architectural styles were added to the park in 1948 with the construction of a 2-story dormitory, continued from the 50s and through the 70s with construction facilities such as cabins, swimming pools, and renovated interiors for some of the existing buildings. There is a group, if you saw the Mather Lodge as we flew over, you'll see back behind there's some roads that just kind of loop around. There are 1- and 2-bedroom cabins that are literally on the edge of the rim that you can use and rent to see these glorious colors. It's an unbelievable facility. Since the 1980s, the emphasis has been on restoring original design elements during renovation of the historical structures and modifying the structures from the 50s to the 70s to fit the rustic style domain. You know, we would call it National Park brown and stone, and I love it. And that's one of the things that Hot Springs Village has in common with it so much. There is a pioneer cabin that was a preserved 1845 one-room cabin offering a glimpse of the area's pioneer history. You can go to the CCC Water Tower, that's the Civil Conservation Corps Water Tower, literally in the parking lot of the Mather Lodge. And then across the way, I'll tell you the rest of it, there is a unique feature of this entire place, and that is as you're driving along the river belt bottom, which is Morrilton and the river delta in that area, there's an 850-foot mesa that just rises up out of the riverbed, and that is Petit Jean. Now, they have their own airport, that's MJP, Malvern Petit Jean. They have their own museum of automobiles, and partially some of this side of the other side of the mountain is owned by the Rockefeller family, and they do a tremendous amount to keep this area vibrant, alive. They sponsor the Museum of Automobiles, open every day except New Year's and Christmas till 5, and we've got to get up there. It's been 30 years since I've been up there. It's an amazing place. In August 2000, a forest fire swept through the Seven Hollows area of Petit Jean, devastating some of the area. Burned about 864 acres as well as some private land. Once again, the entire top of Petit Jean is not just one large state park. It's a mixture of private land and public land. And the Rockefeller Foundation owns much of the land. They actually run cattle on the far eastern end of the property. Some large trees were killed, but life returned to the area quite quickly. Wildlife, including rabbits and quails and many other birds, have found the area's dense underbrush to be perfect habitat. The park also offers lodging and cabins and campsites. The lodge has a restaurant and a gift shop, amenities that include a bathhouse, 2 swimming pools, playgrounds, a lighted tennis court, a softball field, an outdoor amphitheater, fishing boats, paddle boats, and a boathouse with a snack area and a game room. At the Visitor Center, the interpretive exhibits and brochures detail the park's history and the environment. I really am not even scratching the surface here. The park has 2 lakes, Bailey Lake and Lake Roosevelt. They're both annually stocked with catfish from the Game and Fish Commission. There's also a fly-in campground, as we mentioned, as we Petit Jean Airport, which is owned by the state park. Petit Jean opened its new 17,000 square foot Dr. T.W. Hardinson Visitor Center in 2020 in December. The park system provides trails, 20 miles of interconnected trails that range in length from a quarter mile to 12 miles. The trails had two unusual rock formations, the Turtle Rocks, as we saw, and the Shelter Rock, Rock Cave House, and the Bear House. The park's historical elements include fern fossils dating back from 300 million years ago. A cabin constructed in 1845 by John Walker, the second white settler on Petit Jean Mountain, and an Indian pictographs of rock shelters that are hundreds of thousands of years old. The supposed resting place of Petit Jean, the legendary Petit Jean, is preserved on this area also. Also, as we mentioned, there's the Automobile Museum that has automobiles going back to 1904. Incredible facilities. And actually, I can't say much more. It's just, you need to see it. You can go to arkansasstateparks.com, learn more about this area. There are several annual events. There's an Eagle Awareness in January coming up. They have hikes and hearts and hugs in February. They have Wildflower Weekend in April, a swap meet at the Auto Fair in June, Fun and Games Day on July the 4th, Fall Senior American Day in October, Mountain Man Rendezvous in November, which is a huge hit with lots of people, and a Christmas time open house in December. During the summer, Interpreted Parks interpreters take people on guided trikes and nature walks, workshops, plus events planned throughout the area. And now, as is always my pleasure, it's time for me to be quiet and you to see and experience the stunning beauty of Petit Jean State Park near Morrilton, Arkansas. I encourage you, this is the weekend to get out and do it. Come and see Petit Jean State Park. Don't delay. Call Janae. Janae Cook, Taylor Realty, 501-617-9747. Whether you're buying, selling, or just considering. Oh, we don't need a realtor yet. Yes, you do. Don't delay. Call Janae. 501-617-9747. Call 501-922-9259. Joanna Horton at M-Force Capital. She can offer a complimentary financial evaluation planning session just for you and your needs. Once again, 501-922-9259.
Hot Springs Village Venues is brought to you by KVRE at 92.9 and streaming worldwide on iHeartRadio. KVRE is your family-owned local hometown radio station, so be sure and tune in for live local programming, news, sports, and information every day at 92.9. HSV Radio. HSV Radio is heard every Saturday morning at 9 a.m. or streaming on any of the major platforms. Hot Springs Village Radio is an eclectic mix of music, motivation, great music history, and Saturday morning fun. Join us every Saturday morning at 9 a.m., 92.9. And brought to you by the Hot Springs Village Voice, Hot Springs Village only newspaper, also serving all of Saline and Garland County. Your local newspaper for local events. No one else has more local news than the Hot Springs Village Voice about the Hot Springs Village area. Sign up today at hsvvoice.com or call 501-623-6397. Again, that's 501-623-6397. Located at 3576 North Highway 7 in Hot Springs Village, Arkansas, just in front of Walmart. Brought to you by Gotta Go Vacations. www.gottagovacations.com. Troy Woods and Patrick Cunningham at 501-204-4805 can help you with any of your travel needs. Patrick and Troy have been airline stewards for decades, and their experience and their travel can serve you well. GottaGoVacations.com, again, that's GottaGoVacations.com, can help you book the perfect tour for you. Whether it's a riverboat cruise up the Mississippi or the Rhine, these guys are who you need to call. 501-204-4805. Troy or Patrick, 501-204-4805. GottaGoVacations.com. D&D Village Properties, Hot Springs Village only short-term rental with over 2,100 five-star reviews. All properties are lakefront. They include complimentary kayaks, hot tub, pet-friendly, and a stunning view of the lake. Visit DD Village Prop today for your vacation getaway.